We should be live, you guys.
Sounds good.
Welcome
So
everybody.
welcome.
We'll give it a wee
Welcome,
Welcome,
everybody.
everyone.
Hey, hey.
But
There.
And you're live here in StreamYard here with Curtis and Mel and Drew
There
and
we go.
Sherry and Mystical. And we're going to be talking about, some of our paranormal investigations in 2023 and going on into the future in 2024. And I'm going to go around the room and introduce these lovely ladies. So, right next to me on I believe it would be my right. My right on my side, my left to you, Drew. All right, Drew, go ahead and introduce yourself and, let these people know where
It
they
gets
can find you.
confusing.
And you're on the spot, Drew.
Welcome everybody. My name is Andrina. My friends do call me Drew. And my witchy name is Athena. I have got 2 channels. Well, I have got 3 channels, but one's not active. I do Drew's Paranormal Vlog, which is my channel that's on the chat, which is all my paranormal stuff. But I do share my witchcraft stuff there as well. But I do want to start my broomsticks and pentagrams channel for more of my witchcraft stuff. And we do the Witchy 101, so check that out as well. And that is with my 3 beautiful sisters. Sorry, 2 beautiful sisters on a Friday night, so check that out. But yeah, Drew's Abandoned Paranormal Vlog and broomsticks and pentagrams and all the other social medias.
Hi, Carrie.
Hello, Kerry.
Chili.
And I am Sherry, also known as my witch name Willow. I'm from PWI Spiritual Investigators, known as Paranormal World Investigators. I do have another channel that is PWI Otherworldly Investigations. I'm obviously a witch, a paranormal investigator, and I look into all things strange and unknown. Like Sister Drew and Mystical, we do Witchy 101. Please join us over there as well. And we are pleased to be joining Curtis on his channel. And lots of love and light to everybody.
Before we go any further, who has a background radio or TV on? Because we're hearing all of the.
Yeah, you guys got to quit talking so loud. And now, Beck, you might have to turn that TV off, and it's going right over the. All right, I think I got everything. Is it okay now?
Yeah. It was just that was like over the talking, so.
I know.
That way the viewers can understand what's going on.
I know.
Okay, Spirit Seekers, is she next? Because we're kind of going down, or?
All right, go ahead, Mel.
All right, I'm Melody. You can find me on YouTube under Spirit Seekers. I'm just starting out with everything, so bear with me. I'm kind of new. Me too.
Okay. And hello, everybody, and welcome. And I see we also have Iron in the house. So,
Hi,
hey,
sis.
Iron.
Hi, Iron.
I am Rochelle, which
Welcome,
my
Iron.
channel is Mystical Love and Light. And I do paranormal investigations. I do, I used to do house cleansing for like paranormal stuff. I haven't done any lately. But I do like graveyards and just kind of a whole bunch of different things that we'll go into that later. I do workings on my channel. I empower people how to make oils and powders, to do prayers and all that kind of stuff. I have an Etsy shop, and if you go on my channel, the link of the Etsy shop is in the description box, so you can check that out. And again, thank you everybody that's coming in now and whoever comes in later to watch the replay. Thank you.
Cool,
And I've
guys.
just put Mystical's link in the chat, guys. That is, you will manage to get our Etsy channel on that.
Oh,
cool.
Not letting me share it, Curtis. I think it's because I'm not a moderator.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
Probably.
Well, guys, what do you want to start? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about our investigations of 2023? What was some of you guys' best ones of 2023? Review of the year, I guess. I would say, and then go on to
Review of the year. Oh goodness, review of the year. Woof. 2023 has been a really busy year, I think, for us all. Don't you agree, ladies?
Yeah.
It's been a busy one.
Yeah.
I watched one of yours, Drew. I watched one of yours, Sherry. You were in a graveyard at night, Sherry, and I remember Drew seeing one of yours in an old abandoned house, almost looked like a castle. I remember seeing that one and some things
Yeah.
happened. And Mystical, I watched.
That's the one that the abandoned mansion. Yeah, it's not a castle as such, it's an abandoned mansion, but it's really very active. I think it's got much like the energy, maybe not as intense the energy as the C.D.S.P tunnel, because there are so many different things there. Obviously not in the scale of the tunnel, of course, that Mystical's been to, because that's a crazy place. But the abandoned mansion, that's twice I've been at that place, and twice it's been different. No, 3 times I've been there, sorry, and 3 times it's been different. So it's one of those places I think you have to be there at a certain time, a certain energy, you know?
Yeah, that place looks cool. I would love to go there. That would look awesome.
Yeah.
Was that the place with the little graveyard?
Yeah.
And then as you went in, it was abandoned. You went in there and it had the little graveyard out front or in the back. Pretty sure when you went in.
No, I think that was the castle. What you call the castle? Can't even remember what castle that was. I've been to so many. That there's actually a cemetery out the back of it. There's actually across the road, and then we did the cemetery, then we walked across the road and did the castle. But there was so many things relating to the cemetery that made sense at the castle, so they definitely were related. But that was the very first time I had to cross a spirit over on camera. But the spirit box actually tells us to, I think they kind of said that they wanted privacy or something, so I didn't film at all. But that was the first time I'd had to do that at an actual location while we were filming. I think we were actually live as well. So Michael, that's right, Iron. Michael.
You know what would be cool, you guys, if we could set up a spirit box right here on this show, turn the lights off, and just see what would happen. Do we dare try that?
Yeah, we should.
We should do that.
The thing is, we do things like that all the time on our channels, as you know. The problem with doing that is you still have to prepare, you still have to say your prayers, you still have to remember, guys, anytime you're communicating with spirit, you've got to say your prayers, you've got to protect. It's one of those things that comes with the territory, I'm afraid. You just have to always say your prayer, you communicate, unless you're doing it on a scale where it's just you maybe talking to your guide in your head. But you know, agree, Sister Sherry, that even if we turned the spirit box on now, we would need to say our prayers and things.
Sherry.
Yeah, I agree.
Because she's
you do need to be protected, and you do need to make sure that everything's put out the right way. You've got your candles, all your protection bits around you, because anything can happen. And with me, I'm pretty well known for getting jumped by spirits on other people's equipment.
Yes.
So yeah.
And she's not in her own home now, exactly. So I would. You could do Curtis Bridge be a bit more dangerous, I would say. Yeah, I don't think that'd be nice.
Yeah, no.
I would love to be over there with you guys and work a couple of these investigations, stay in a couple of weeks, shoot over to Scotland, see you, Drew, for a little bit. Then I'd shoot over to England and see Sherry hit some graveyard. It would be cool. I would love to do that.
Be good.
Spirit boxes are really good.
Interesting places around everybody. Yeah. I think because you see because you're in your local town and you walk around it every day, you don't potentially see the places that's haunted. But in everybody's town, there is little hidden treasures of activity, if you like. Because I would never have imagined that Lover's Lane here in my local town was as active as it is. So I advise you to go and walk around your local area and see what you pick up, even with just a EMF in your hand or something, see, or a spirit box running if you dare, but protect
Yeah,
yourself.
I know. Well, my
Because there's
EMF.
hidden gems everywhere in everybody's town, I believe.
I know. I enjoy doing it. I like I said, I got a little bit behind because the car and Melody's car messed up too. She had to put a lot of money in her car, so we haven't got to those real good ones. But we're getting ready to get out there. We're gonna get some of those real good places and that we want to go to. Hopefully in the next few weeks here. So we have some good stuff. And I've been
Yeah,
watching you
definitely.
guys'
Once the weather
videos.
gets,
I've been
yeah,
watching your videos, Sherry too. You're pretty cool,
we are
Sherry. You are too,
in
Drew.
a storm here just now, guys. So I
I'm a
do
bit of a
apologise.
daredevil. I am a bit of a daredevil. I walk around graveyards and woods on my own. So yeah.
You're pretty cool. In that one graveyard, it was you were walking through
Oh
there. It
yeah.
was, I think it was.
Watch it off.
You're pretty cool.
Yeah, no, and that graveyard is really, really known to me because it's not
And that
just
must
by
be extra
spiritual, but
spooky because you can see them, sis.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a very close communication and contact with the spirits at that graveyard that you're on about for personal reasons as well. They helped me through some very difficult times. So they opened up to me, I opened up to them, and I've been able to have some very pleasant investigations at that place, and I get a lot of activity. And it is going to be one of the places I take Sister Drew to when she comes down, because I know the spirits are looking forward to meeting her up there.
Well,
So
I can't wait. Yeah.
yeah, it's
What,
going to be
Drew's gonna come down visit you
Welcome
in
back,
yeah,
Mystical.
Drew's coming
England.
down to me around
Yes.
February time. She's coming
Yes, I'll
down, and
be
we're going to
down.
be doing some
Oh,
bits.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'll be down February.
That will be cool.
Yes, definitely. We've
Mystical,
got
you
to
were
meet.
going someplace there. You had some kind of
Oh yeah,
investigation. I know
there's definitely storms in Britain
you had
right
some
now.
kind
Yeah,
of
there's really
investigation
bad
coming
storms
up that
here at
you're
the
gonna
minute.
do.
I've
I
got
can't
the
remember where
winds
it
are
was gonna
blowing
be
so
at.
badly here at the minute.
Was it some kind of tunnels or something?
Yeah, I had, my apologies to everybody for dropping out. My internet has been doing this all week. It's just randomly going off. The TV goes off, this goes off, the phone goes off, everything goes off. And it'll be off for a while and then it pops back on. So if I disappear, I'll just be disappeared until it comes back on and then I'll pop back
Yeah.
in.
It
But
goes
yeah,
into
the Sensible Tunnel we've done I think what 3 or 4 or something, and
yeah.
every time we go, there's a lot of activity in there. I catch a
do you
lot
think?
of stuff on the devices, stick figures, a lot of communication coming through.
Shadow.
Yeah, and Drew actually wants me to try to do a live. I don't even know if there's service in there or not, but I think we're gonna get the team and try to do a live. I'm gonna get them to go ahead and film normal, and then I'll try to be doing a live on the phone, and then that way, if the connection is so bad, at least we can fall back on, the video that they're,
That would
taking
be
and
cool,
stuff
Mystical. Go
like that.
live with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
because
live with that.
a lot of the stuff that goes on in there, it's like I can't hear it with, being in there, and then afterwards when I'm playing it back to edit, I hear all of this stuff going on, a lot of communication, and then like when Phoenix starts watching it, she has her headset and she can hear what's being said. They're disembodied voices, not just coming across my devices, but a lot of disembodied voices that are coming through. And so, yeah, we definitely need to do that again. It's just been so freaking cold here. It's like, I mean, I
Yeah.
know people like people up north are used to it, and they probably think I'm like, oh, get over it. It's not that cold. But for us, that's not normally used to this kind of cold in the winter. It's like, do I really want to go out? No, not really.
I know. It's not that bad here. It's only like it's probably 48, 50 here. I'm used to
Yeah.
snow by now.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be cold. Like tonight's to be down to like 20 degrees, maybe
Yeah. Well,
19. The weather bug has been so off. It'll say one thing and it's doing something totally different outside. So it's a lot colder than what we're used to. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have to
Yeah.
do what Drew suggested. But this year we went to the Red Ash Cemetery. We caught a lot of activity there. Babies communicating through the cat balls and stuff like that. We went to the Civil War
Yeah, that was
cemetery.
good.
We got pretty much wherever we go, we end up getting a lot of, communication. But the key thing that they just, to go back and to go back and, to go back.
That
Um,
that's
we,
cool. That's cool. I
yeah,
want to go live too. I wanted to with Mel. We wanted to go live there. Maybe, like I said, that woman has not got back to me on that jail. I don't know why. She
yeah.
left a little message saying and asked me if I knew who it was who hung himself in the jail. And replied back to her. I said,
Yeah.
no, I don't know who it was, but I
Well,
know of two people.
next time tell her I don't know who it is, but when I go
Yeah.
in there, we'll ask
Maybe
those
she will get in
questions.
touch.
Yeah, I mean, she won't give me a complete answer, yes or no, but she asked me these questions, and
I
I
want
said
to
I
go
don't really know
investigate
who it
it.
was, but I know there
Yeah.
was two people who hung themselves in there. Either they hung by their socks, or I don't know if they hung themselves or there
Wow.
something happened there, but
Yeah. Well,
I
in a
think
Well,
prisons and
yeah.
jails, people's always hanging themselves in there. So it's kind of like which one, probably. So,
yeah, I think she's kind of skittish to open that
See, I
door.
think
You know what I
that's
mean?
where I don't want to do a jail or
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah, I think that energy would be a bit much. I want to try and stick to
Pretty
love
baby
light
boy.
places
Yeah,
for now.
Yeah, and like when we went to the witch's grave and we got
Yeah,
communication there, and then when
that
we got
sparkles
ready to leave,
sparkle.
she actually said, "Come back," and I'm like, we'll come back." But that we just kind of like didn't really have permission to go in, but we weren't told not to go in. We just kind of parked on the backside and went in through the backside, not the main road. So with all the rain and stuff we've been having lately, and to get our van in there, it wouldn't be good to try to do that on a day unless it's like been real dry and stuff like that.
Oh,
From where we kind of went the back way in.
that's
pretty
summer.
cool.
Summer
Yeah,
location. You don't
yeah.
want you to get stuck up about.
Yeah, yeah. But see, I need more practice too on going live because I only went live one time, and it was here at the house in the back, but it was so glitchy, that it wasn't worth keeping up, and I just ended up having to take it off.
Yeah,
Plus, I
me
forgot
too.
I had my firearm
Yeah,
on
you
me, and
get used to it.
so Drew was like, "You can't be on there with your firearm."
Yes.
I was like,
What do you got? A firearm?
Oh
yeah,
no.
because I have it on me all the time. You gotta yeah, because
A
Yeah,
pistol?
you've got to be careful on YouTube.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you gotta remember, I mean, I'm 64. I've had
Yeah.
a handgun license in
With
Texas and
bears.
Tennessee since I was 18. So, I'm licensed to have it.
Gotta have them today. You should have two or three
Yeah. And there's
arms on you.
bears. So yeah.
Mel, where's the next place we going? We are going to.
I know it's
Uh,
causing
Well,
me
I'm
to
hoping
think
we
she's
can
like,
get to that hotel.
yeah, I shut that one.
yeah, I called them here about a week or so ago too. They no callback. I mean, I talked to the owner. They said when it quiets down a little bit, maybe on a Sunday evening would be a good time to go in that Parkview Inn. So, but they have not called me back, so I'm waiting to hear back from that too,
That's
and
good.
other places. And it's been so cold that I would just get in the car and head out. But when I was having problems with the car, I can't do that. You know what I mean? So now I'm ready to roll.
Yeah.
Car's fixed. I'm ready to hop the car, put my equipment, get in the car, head to the nearest graveyard. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, sounds good.
That's what you should
So
do. Just see where you're led. See where you're being led to. You know?
if I had enough
The
money,
spirits will call you.
which
See, I'm a great believer in before you leave the house, tell your spirit guides you're going. And I feel that they protect you and they probably help the spirits to communicate with you. So tell your guides before you go anywhere.
Hmm.
I would love to hop on a plane, you guys, and just come right. Like I said, I'd like to come visit all you guys. And what would you guys do if I just showed up and knocked on your door and said, "Let's go for an investigation"?
Well, I
Would
don't
you
let
get,
people in my house, so you'll be standing out in the cold.
would you give me Oh, mystical, come on. I'd be afraid to knock at your door. You're probably with that, you're
Get a
loaded.
nice big shed.
I'd
I'm very
go,
private when it comes to my house. Don't show up
Mystical.
at my door.
stick up, Curtis.
I'll be like thinking, oh, it's Curtis. Close the blind.
Get out of here. I don't know who
Get
you
coffee outside. Hey,
are. Oh. Sherry, how about you if I showed up over there in England
Curtis,
sometime?
if you came to my door, you would come in
How
and
you
get a cup
doing?
of tea.
What would you do?
I would probably give you a cup of tea, but first I'd make sure that you're safe to come in my house because I'm quite a private person, quite mystical as well. I'd probably stand out there with the sage and everything, make sure I cleanse you down to make sure you ain't got nothing with you.
Cleanse me down. Oh
And
my
then
God.
I'll just
Before you
throw
get
you
the door.
head first into the deep end, Curtis. Like with me, you
Sherry,
don't
by the
get
time I
easy
got to England, I
investigations.
probably
with
would need
me.
some cleansing.
Literally, right in there, head
I
first.
would need some cleansing.
You will need some cleansing if you go out with me, believe me.
Oh boy. Thank you, Sherry. It's nice how you think of me that way.
So, Drew, would you let him in? What would you do?
Yeah, I would let you come in for a cup of tea and a coffee, and I would probably let you stay, and we would go somewhere. To be honest, you could sleep on the couch, the sofa, and we will go to the castle somewhere.
I love England and I love Scotland. I love it over
I've
the
got plenty
places.
of people around me that would deal with you if you were out of order. So
I'd throw you in my new washer. Most definitely. I'd put Curtis in my new washer to make sure he's clean and then he'd be fine.
Iron. What do you mean throw you in her
In
new
my
washer?
washer.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
make sure you're clean.
Iron, come on.
But,
Yeah,
but
that's
for
the
real,
one.
I
I'll
don't
take
ever
you.
have. Yeah, for real, I
Yeah.
don't have people over my house. I never have. I never have. No offense to anybody. Not that it's you, Curtis. It's the fact that anybody.
yeah,
I don't let them in my house. I don't. I never have.
I know, me neither. I was just messing with you, Mystical.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not
I know you're
serious.
not gonna show up over here. I know that, but I'm just saying that I never have.
but I can understand
I
that
have
for
my
being used
bubble. I
for.
guess. I guess I have my whole
Yeah,
place bubbled. I just don't let people in.
Yeah,
you got to do that. You got to have your bubble, people you know.
see, that's
I'm
totally
not
different
saying I wouldn't let him in. I'd just make sure he's clean first.
because I'm in the
Definitely.
middle of a housing scheme.
Sherry.
Iron
You are
said
cool.
she'll let you in.
I've got a lot of family that come in and out. But as for strangers and people I don't really know, they don't get in. But family and things, I've got a lot of family that comes in and out.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird stuff going on out there today. You know what I mean?
Curtis,
You could know
Curtis,
somebody. Huh, Mystical?
Curtis, you can show
Wow,
up
Iron,
at
that
Iron
was very
Father's
humble
horse.
of you.
Iron says she'll let you in. You can go to her house.
Where's she at?
She lets the
in
homeless in.
Canada. She's in Canada.
She's in Canada.
Canada? Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Iron Horse. That's my next destination. Oh, I'm only messing with you guys. You know that. My
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
We're only messing. We're having a joke as well. Obviously, if you came over and you was invited over that, then of course I'd let you come in and I'd, take you on
We've got
investigations.
to a
I'm a bit
castle
like
somewhere.
Mr. Paul. I don't let a lot of people in my house either, unless I really know you. Like obviously, Sister Drew, I've known for ages now, so I've got no problem with Sister Drew coming down. So
I
no
know,
one
Sherry.
that, but
I know, Sherry.
Yeah.
But I would invite you guys right in, and you guys come right
I
on
think
in.
you've got to get to know people these days a little bit. Yeah.
I know.
but if you came to me, you'd have to be prepared, Curtis, because I'd throw you right in the deep end. Seriously, you want investigating? Come with me.
Oh, definitely.
After she cleanses you.
After I've cleansed you, yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh.
We'll take you to one of the
Wow.
spookiest places in the whole of Britain.
Oh yeah.
Now, how about that one place that you were
You
at
would
up that one
probably
place
want
in
to go to Stirling.
Andrew?
Stirling would be more interesting to you, and then Stirling and Edinburgh, I think the tourists want more. Pardon, Curtis?
Yeah. What time is it over there?
Sorry, guys, it is
you
a bad
guys?
reception.
It is 11:45.
There's nothing
over
for me to
here.
say. Yeah.
Curtis, they're 5 hours ahead of us.
And they're quarter.
I
it's
know, I
quarter-
keep forgetting
quarter
that,
to
too.
12 at night. It's 11:45 at night here.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting the hours.
It's
I
the
know, but what
storms.
is that? I don't know.
The storms are terrible.
It's blowing really bad here. Really, really badly here.
But
So I-
Curtis, they're
Yes.
true.
Terrible,
They
huh?
are true. They are true witches because even though they're 5 hours ahead of us, when I'm awake, they're awake. When I go to bed, they're still awake. When I wake up, they're still awake.
I
It's
know.
like
I know. Do those ladies sleep?
We don't sleep.
We don't sleep. No.
You don't sleep?
I
You
can't
gotta
nap.
sleep.
I'm a cat.
And we'll
I'm a
get
cat.
to
I
that.
can't nap.
I
I
like
don't know.
Curl up in a
I'm
little
having so
corner.
much fun. I didn't think
As
I
an
could pull this
example, when I
off.
was sitting here last night when I was sitting here, I ended up just putting my head down here and getting a little cat nap for an hour. That's the type of thing I do.
I
Well,
do
you
the
guys-
same thing, sis. I just get on
I
my
can
sofa
sleep
in my den,
anywhere.
just lay down there for half an hour, get back up and carry on.
Carry on, man. I know. I don't know how you
I'm
guys
never
do it.
asleep at the witching hour. I'm always awake at the
Yes.
witching hour waiting. Like, yeah.
I seem
I'm
to
only-
be too. But
Yeah, I'm only
Weird.
awake when the puppies have to go out. Lee's like, honey, the puppies need to go out.
And their faces can
Yeah.
see the
Well, my black cat Salem, she's up about 1, 2 o'clock, and she get about 2, 3 o'clock. She'll get me up 12:30 through the witching hour. She'll get me up every time. She gets pulls on me, and she will not. 12, 12 o'clock, she just got me up. And
Yeah.
I have to go downstairs. I have to give her a drink of water. I have to
She wants
walk
out,
around and
very
she looks out the
energized.
windows. Yeah, almost like she's protecting it. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Mel,
now
tell
my-
those
Yeah,
guys
Kerry,
hi
that's
for me.
easy done, isn't it? She's
Hi. What? You guys? Now, what were you asking me earlier?
I was asking you about that one house there in Elmira you guys went to, and you see that big, huge shadow?
Yeah, that was the Lindenwald house, the old inn.
The window wall house, right?
Leo,
I'd
Yeah,
like to go there.
that was pretty cool. You'll have to come down, and hopefully it's still open. We could go in.
I would love to. I want to do that, and that old abandoned school would be cool too.
That would be cool. I want to go back in and try it again now that I'm getting more familiar with my stuff.
Yeah, me too. I want to try some new stuff, some different things, on these investigations the next time we go out. So, like Mystical was saying, I want to go live. You know what I mean? I'd like to go back up to that Devil's Elbow, but go live with it. I mean, all live. Do it like that.
That'd be
Me too. I want to go back to the cemetery by your house as well.
Yeah. Well, that lady, that spirit that's in there, she's quite mean to me.
Mhm.
I'm nice to her. She's not mean to me. Or she's mean to me.
I just think she's got some grievance with you. Maybe she's just not very good with males and stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's just me. I think, like you said, Sherry, it's just a male thing.
take an offering to her when you go back.
Take
Yeah.
an offering.
Yeah, I
She
did.
keeps on saying, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to
That's
upset
it,
you or
take
harm
it.
you. I
Take
just
an
want to
offering.
talk to you and hear your story. And just put the offering down.
I will. I'll do that next time I go there because I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. She just wants to make peace with me.
You're going to meet many different types of spirit, and you're going to get spirits that like males. You're going to get spirits that like female. It's just what they're like, what they've gone through in life, and things like that, isn't it? As well. So you've got to bear that in mind. Offerings and stuff
Yeah.
is a good way to do stuff because it kind of gives that truce and it shows them that you do respect them and that, and maybe they'll be a little bit better with you. Because sometimes even the offerings, it might be that you're going onto that land and they just don't want you there. If you put an offering, that they might chill them out a bit,
Mhm.
So just
Yeah.
try.
Remember your
Yeah,
gatekeeper.
that is
Yeah.
Gotta show them you're trying to be nice and respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always am try to be respectful when I
Yeah.
go in, and sometimes I try just to, not to taunt, but to get a response. I'll say, well, I'm going to leave now. It must be you're not going to speak to me, so I'm going to leave now. Something like that. But I don't get cruel, or you know what I mean. I won't try to get an
I
argument started with
definitely
them
made a
or
lot of
anything.
difference when I gave the gatekeeper some coins. Yeah, true.
Mhm.
Give the gatekeeper some coins, some copper coins or silver coins, whatever it is your money is. And I feel that gives you a big difference in communication.
And you can even take like a bottle of water or a cookie or anything like that because they can pull energy from it. They'll like
You
that.
must have, like, you've watched my shows.
Yeah,
That's what I do. I
even
take
water.
cookies and water, and I take flowers, all sorts of
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to
When we
remember to
went to
start doing that more.
See,
yeah
but she's a female spirit, so I would take some flowers,
when we
some
went
Yeah.
to
jasmine oil or something.
Mm-hmm.
yeah when we went to the Red Ash Cemetery, I took a whole bunch of crystals that no one else had ever touched except for me and Lee because we dug those up ourselves, and we took them and we put them on a lot of the baby uh, headstones, and we told them that was there, for
Aww.
them to pull all the energy
Mm-hmm.
that they, wanted or needed, and we left those for them. So I was like walking around trying to find their headstones to put the crystals on. That was just pure energy that, like I say, nobody else
Yeah.
had touched them, so I didn't have to worry
No, I
about any
appreciate
negative
that.
energy or anything like that.
Yeah, that's
Anything like that.
that's
Yeah.
sad. Children. Mel,
That's
remember
what I'm
this?
going to do with some of the teddy bears I've got. I'm going to take them to
Are you
some of the
true?
baby graves.
Yeah, Mel.
Yeah,
We
I'm
were
going to take
checking
them to
this
some of the
place. You
baby graves
guys
and
up
put them in some
there
toys.
in a week ago. What was that woman's name? There was a ghost that was up there. She was. Remember up to Evergreen Cemetery? We were talking about going to her grave. She was a witch.
Yeah, I don't remember what her name was. I'll have to look it back up again.
But I can't remember what her name was either. But they say if you touch her tombstone, you will have uh, something drastic, either die or get sick or ill. I don't know what was all that about, Mel. Do you remember?
Yeah, you touch her stone, and I think she'll haunt you for the rest of your life and stuff like that.
Yeah, but she? How was she? She died a certain way. That's why she's angry. What was
Yeah,
it?
I have to look that back up again. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
maybe
remember.
sometimes like with witches and stuff like that, when they die, if they die like in unnatural ways and stuff, they do leave things like curses and certain things over their area so that you're not to touch it or go near it. It's just their way of protecting themselves. Some energies can do it to land as well, like they tell you about certain lands not to go onto because it's cursed. It's secret to them, and some of these energies don't want to be interfered with. They don't want to be messed with. If you're saying if you touched a grave you're going to get sick or you could die or things like that, then obviously something quite bad was done to her, and I wouldn't get too near to her grave just in case. You know what I mean?
You're right. I know.
You know,
It's
Do you
witches
know
are
the
especially
very
history
powerful
behind the
ladies.
curse? No.
No, they haven't said that it's a
I would
curse, sis,
find
but
out
from what
why
they're
the curse was
saying,
put on things and see.
they haven't said
Right.
there's a curse there, but there's things that she does. And I said, well, it sounds like she's done some sort of curse
Right.
over it. So if you touch her grave or whatever, so there's got to have been something quite badly done to her or something she didn't agree with for her to do that. You know what I mean? So I'd be careful.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who are murdered, in unnatural ways, which I can
Witches were.
imagine if I was
Witches would
murdered,
for a lot of
somebody
stuff.
murdered me, I'd probably be angry. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's a lot of weird things have happened. You know what I mean? I mean, over the years, look at the Salem witch trials, you guys.
Yeah,
I
that's what
mean,
I'm saying. You have
that's
to be
why.
careful.
Yeah,
It could just be hearsay. Like, I'm not saying not to talk to her, like, but do it from a distance. If she comes over the box and she talks to you and stuff, just say, "Oh, I've heard that this and this you're supposed to do." She'll probably talk. If she don't want to talk, she'll tell you, "Go away. Don't want to talk to you. Why are you here?" If she does talk to you, just be polite. Just say, "Look, we're not here to upset you. We're not here to disrupt you. We're not, we're sorry for what happened to you." Things like that. Just show courtesy to her, but don't go touching her gravestone and stuff like
You're
that.
asking a rude
Especially
fella. You
groomers.
never know.
Be careful. Don't just walk in there not knowing.
Yeah. That's why we try to.
Yeah.
I try to. If I'm
Give
going
her a little
somewhere, I'll try
offering.
to. I try to do research on it so I know who we're going to see, the name, how they died, if they're
Yeah.
have some kind of, I try to research better, now.
For her, like Sister Drew said, she would probably be one that you would need to take an off. You would need to take an offering to, because she's obviously not happy. So, like
Yeah.
Sister Drew said, take an offering just to like try and calm it down a bit, so she realizes you're not there to upset her.
Yeah, because that's what we do now. I will actually make sure we research really well if we're going to a place or something. Make sure we get names, how they died, or if they were murdered or whatever, and kind of like make sure we kind of take offerings or take something like a flower. Or we went to Mel and I went up to Owego, New York, to Evergreen Cemetery. There was a Mohawk Indian maiden that had died back in the 1800s in a horrible train accident, and she's buried up there. Her memorial's up there. We went up there and we took some feathers, and we took some stones, and we took some sage up there and some flowers, and just burned it. And I saw a shadow around her memorial as I burnt the sage, and let me put some coins there, and I seen something in movement, but I don't know. It's
Well,
a lot.
A lot of the time when you take your offerings up there, it is to show respect. It's about respect. It's showing you respect them and you respect who they are. That's really a big thing, especially if you're going to like graves where they're meant to be troubled and not meant to be very nice. Putting offerings down just shows respect, because you don't know anybody's true story, only what stories you've been told. So it's always good to get to know them. But like I said, don't touch a grave. Don't touch her grave. Just stand from a distance and say, "Look, I'm here to talk to you. I want to communicate with you. Here's some offerings to show my respect to you. If you want to talk to me, don't make her talk to you. Just say, if you want to talk to me, you can talk through this device. And if she'll tell you either to go away or she'll talk, So just be wary and make sure you have your protection up when you do that. Definitely.
Feel empathy for her. Have empathy and
nice.
things in your heart for her when you go. Yeah, because I think that's what made Mr. Mackenzie connect to me, was the fact that I didn't want to hear any of the bad things, and I felt kind of sorry for him, actually. And I think he felt that. What then, Mystical had to drop out again? I think that if you, as long as you keep kind of love in your heart, sympathy, empathy.
And because you respected him, sis, Drew didn't go there being horrible to him or saying you was an evil man, you was this, you was that, whatever. She went there with an open heart. She weren't there to judge him. She was there with an open heart. So because she was there with an open heart, and because she was respectful to him, she didn't bring up all the stuff that he was meant to have done. She was, she was respectful to him, and that's what he liked about her. Because I'm sure, like energies like that, they get a lot of reputation, and a lot of hot people go there and disrespect them, and they don't really know the full story or what they've gone through as well, So Drew was very open to him, so that's why there's a good connection with them two.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hearsay. There's a lot, legend.
That's what I'm saying. You can't take everything that someone tells you. That's why I say speak to them directly. Don't touch the grave. Don't touch the grave if you've heard that story, but talk to them with respect. Don't judge them, because you don't know.
I would even say to her, I'm not here to touch the grave. I would say that to her. You say, I'm not here to touch your grave. I've got no interest in touching your grave. I'm just here to hear your story. What was it like when you were a teenager even? And don't get near any subject to do with that. talk about something else, and then build up to that maybe in a couple of months. But for your first investigation, I would just get to know her and don't approach that subject whatsoever.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot, like I said, like we're saying, there's a lot of hearsay, legends, and stories get bent out of truth. You don't know. A story goes on and it builds and it builds and it builds until eventually you go there. You think you know that spirit or the person who is there, and you really don't.
There's a lot of investigators that do that, Curtis. They hear things and they
why the
research
spirit
things, and
gives up.
they don't go in being respectful. They go in going, you're this and you're that and you've done this and you're horrible, you're evil. They don't give them that chance to talk. You know what I mean? You don't know that person. You're only listening to what
I
someone
touched your
told you.
grave, scratch me,
Yeah. Like Sister Drew said, give it a couple of months. Don't go anywhere. And I said it. Don't go anywhere near her grave. Just see if she'll talk to you. Put the offerings down. So I'm there out of respect and to hear your story.
Yeah.
You know,
Ask
if
her
she
about
wants to talk, she will.
childhood. Ask her about what it was like in her.
Ask about her. Get to know
childhood
her.
or something.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, I gotta get going. I'm being summoned, guys.
You're being summoned. All
I
right.
am.
All right. I love you.
All right, love you too.
Well,
See you guys.
sorry,
Have a good night.
Melody.
All right.
Good to see you again.
Maybe next
All
time.
right, I hope so.
Bye. See you
All right, Mel.
soon.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Right. Kids.
Yeah, I got kicked out again. So I'm back.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely approach her. I would definitely approach the spirit just wanting to know about her. Ask her about what her childhood was like. Ask her about what her mum and dad was like and things, and don't go near the subject of why she reacts to people touching her grave. But I would say to her, I'm not here to touch your grave in any way. I'm just here to talk to you, find out a little bit about your story from when you were younger or something, and don't go near any of it. And she might start to think, well, maybe this person's interested in me and not the touching my grave,
Yeah, it's just like the witches of Salem, the Salem witch trials and everything. You've heard things in history books. You've heard things about witches, and you've heard things about old crooked noses, and they got canes, and they're mean, and they put
Don't
things
talk
in.
about my nose.
And I know, but I just
well,
look
look
like
no,
noses, witches with warts coming out.
No, you guys don't.
Yeah.
You guys are
Just
beautiful.
like Sister Drew said, talk to them. Ask
Then
about their
at Pendle
childhood.
Hill, they
Ask
had
about
to
their
take
interests and how they
Alice's
get their
actual.
faith.
I know. I'm just saying, some people believe that stuff. You know what I mean? They'll and go by that. Go by somebody's
Generally,
story.
be interested in her, not about a grave subject like Drew was saying. Just ask about her childhood. Ask about how she become a witch, what she used to do, and things like that. Just show an interest in her, not in what the legend is behind her and stuff like that.
If she has any messages that she would like for you to pass on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always like that.
Yeah.
For example, if I ever went to Pendle Hill, and I had to get a chance to go to the actual cemetery where Alice Mutter was supposedly buried, I wouldn't even go near her grave. I would talk to some of the other spirits in that cemetery before I even approached Alice Mutter or whatever her name was. I'd talk to some of the other spirits first and see if, in fact, her body's not even supposed to be there. They were supposed to have moved it. But before I even approached her, I would approach the other spirits, because think about how you would feel if you were a spirit in that cemetery and nobody ever spoke to you. They only came to speak to this other entity, So I would approach the other spirits first.
Yeah, there's
not only that, they might know stuff about her. They might know stuff about her and go, have you spoke to so and so? Have you spoke to this? You know what I mean? Like, there are going to be spirits that know each other, and they'll be like, oh, don't go near. They might even give you warnings that don't go near that grave, don't do this, don't do that. You've got that. It is good to talk to the other energies first, definitely. Don't make it all about her. If she comes over and she talks to you, then do what Sister Drew said. Just ask about her childhood, ask about how she got into her faith, and is she okay? Is there any messages? Like,
and remember, she'll know your heart.
Yeah. That's what I'm still like. We're researching. We want to go back to that devil's elbow, you guys, and we're still finding out information on that story. Right? It's supposed to be at Devil's Elbow, and the lady in white, she walks at the bottom of the hill and hitches a ride to the top of the hill. But then we find out that there's two other people, a couple that died in a foggy night on that same stretch of road. So that's three people. They only talk about the lady in white, but they don't mention the couple who had died on that stretch of road. That I found out. And then there's a tavern. The tavern still exists till this day, and I'm trying to get in there, but the owner is reluctant let me get in that old tavern where the lady in white was last saw before she crossed the road, and that's where they think she was murdered or hit by a car, and they found her skull across the road. But the tavern was the last place she was at,
Right.
and I wanted to get in there and do some EVPs, but like I said, the legends grows the more I research it. I never knew about the couple in the car who died on a foggy night going up there. Only the lady in white. That
You got
came up,
you
you
got to
know.
remember too that sometimes
He
they don't
passed
know
it.
they're dead. So
Yeah.
you know,
Don't go in
Yeah.
there guns blazing and stuff. Like, don't make it just about them. Just go in there and go, is
Can you
there
not
any
go drive up
energies?
the
Is there any spirits that want
road?
to talk to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You
I'd
know,
like to
don't
get in.
direct it at
Stop on
that
the side of
couple.
the road as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, don't direct it at the lady in white. Don't
Yeah.
direct it at the couple that died. Just say, is there any energies or spirits that want to talk, that want to come forward? Give them that opportunity to
Yeah.
choose if they want to. Don't push them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
No,
you know,
you have to
and
do
like Mystical said, some of them don't know they're dead. Some of them don't. So you have to be careful how you word
that.
things.
mhm.
So, like, normally if I'm there, I'm like, if they're like, oh, well, how comes nobody, like, 'cause I've had energies that come over and go, am I dead? Don't go, yeah, you're dead.
No.
You don't say things like that. You just say, I'm really sorry, but yes, you are in
No.
spirit form, but you are still you, and I'm here to talk to you. Would you like to talk to me? Would you like to say anything? Don't make it a big thing, because that's when they get really upset. You don't want to just blurt it out, and you just want to say,
Yeah, we got
I'm
some.
sorry, but yes, you're in spirit form, you know,
Mhm.
and things like that. And I
Yeah.
do. Some
Yeah.
of
And I
them
think
don't take it too well finding out.
And
I think that's
sometimes
what
you
I
can,
did.
sometimes Curtis, you can just say, "Oh, I've got more than one spirit trying to come through. Who am I speaking with now?" Because
Yeah.
sometimes you might
Yeah.
think you're getting several communications and you think it's the same one, but then
Yeah, you're
you're thinking
going there
that
for that
that's something
one
totally
spirit,
different.
and
Yeah.
other ones come through. Like,
Yeah, so say
Yeah, but
out
it's
yeah,
only
loud.
just
I've
one.
got, yeah, say out loud. I think I've got more than one spirit trying to come through. Who am I speaking to? And if they
Yeah.
really want you to know, then they'll tell you a name.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
I would do
Exactly.
that.
And some of them would go, am I a spirit? Does that mean that I've passed? That's when you can say,
And I would
yes,
definitely
so and
stop
so,
on the
yes,
road and ask.
you're in your spirit
Yeah.
form.
yeah,
Don't go near the inn just yet. Ask on the
No.
road. There might be spirits that's on the road that'll tell you. Just lingering around. There may be
Just walk
something he's
around
hiding.
outside.
Mhm.
Walk
He
outside.
may be
Walk
hiding
around
something.
and just go, is there any energies that want to talk to me? Is there any spirits that want to communicate with me? And like Mystical said, you're 9 times out of 10, if they want to talk, you're not just going to get one energy. You're going to get several energies that are going to be coming through. So just say, what's your names, guys? Like, who's the spirits that are trying to talk to you? What are your names? So that I can address you by your name. Then if any of them do ask you, you can just say yes. You are in spirit form, and I'm sorry for what happened to you. I'm just here to hear your story, and I come here with respect and love. That's all you've got to do.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
I
the
think,
Sensible Tunnel, I've got all kinds of spirits trying to come through in
There's
that,
loads.
in that
That place
tunnel.
is crazy.
You're
A
listening to
lot
your
of them.
listening to
I
your
know.
videos. You've got voices coming here, there,
And
and
they're not even
everywhere.
all
So many of
spirits.
them.
Yeah.
I know, or now this other one here, you guys. I went up there. Remember, I was telling you about this place called Lover's Lane, where this place there's teenagers that passed away up there in the '70s up there,
Yeah.
and I used to hang up there and play up in there when I was a young kid. I recently last year went up there and investigated it up there, and I was looking for the thing my brother and I saw when we were kids. Scared us out of there. It was like a big, tall thing with an ashy face, dark, looked like from 17th century. I was looking for that thing, but what I filmed was something totally different. It looked like a skinwalker. What I filmed, what I have on tape. So it's not what I was looking for that I saw back decades
Well, it must have
ago.
disguised itself when you were a kid.
Yeah,
They
so
can do that.
yeah, I
But
know what
see,
you're
when
saying.
you
And
were a
that's,
kid, maybe you knew that was what would scare you, so it's portrayed that image.
yeah, well, a
You
skinwalker's a
know?
shapeshifter anyway. It can make itself look like just about
Yeah.
anything, can it? A skinwalker,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, make
yeah.
you see what you are truly scared of. If you're really afraid of a certain thing, that's what you're going to see.
I find too many investigators go out to look for a particular thing. You never get it where they just genuinely want to talk to just normal spirit. They always go searching for the really dramatic stuff and things like that. You don't, and you know that to me that
And
can be quite
believe me, you want to stay away from
as
them.
an understanding. Yeah, that can be quite disrespectful if you're just searching for one particular thing. So that's why I always just say, is there any spirits that want to talk to me? So I don't want to make it about one, and I will not come out saying about their deaths and stuff like this unless they start talking about it. Then I'll ask them, is it okay for me to ask you? And they'll be like, yeah, or they'll say no. And if they say no, I don't carry it on. I just kind of carry on and go, well, what was you into? How did you live? Did you work? Did you do this? Did you do that? I don't want my spirit people to feel uncomfortable.
Right? Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
want to get near it again. I see. I just want to talk to normal spirits. I don't want
Yeah.
to go seeking out
I
skinwalkers
don't
and
know.
demons and things.
And I
I
certainly
just
don't
want
go
to
out
talk to
seeking
spirits.
people that have had accidents and stuff like that. You know, you get these investigators and they'll
I
go
talk
out
to
to
my
where there's
granny.
been accidents, where there's been really bad things happen to people. I don't seek that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. I don't.
Is y'all's
Yeah, and
chat froze up, or is it just my chat that's froze up? Because my chat ain't been moving
No, I
at
think it's
all.
froze. Yeah.
I've
mine
not
and
seen
this
any
mine
chat going
either.
up. No, it's not
I
moving.
can't see anything now. It's the weather, I
Okay.
think, and everybody's. I think it's
Okay,
the weather,
I was
guys.
just wondering because the last thing I had seen from Iron was where it says is at Carmichael's
I'm
house.
too
Was
cheap for
at
that.
Carmichael's house. That was the last thing I seen from Iron. She normally puts a lot in there, so I figured it was
Oh no,
frozen.
no, no! I've got more from that. I've got something about
I'm too cheap for that.
I'm too cheap for that. And then I've got you saying thank you
Oh, there
everyone for
she's there.
coming in. She's just put true, Kurt.
There she's.
INS.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see where she said true. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
it was it moving? I was like, it must be froze up or something. I've never
Yeah, I
known
was.
Iron to be that quiet in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I ain't seen no movement. Come on, guys,
I
talk
thought
to
she
us
was
a little
maybe
bit.
having
Say
her dinner.
Like I said to you, like it's fine. It's fine to go and talk to them and to communicate with
Must
them.
be right.
Just do it in a respectful way. And I'm not one of these investigators. If I hear that somebody's just died, that I go off to their area and I want to find everything. I'm not like that. I don't like that. No,
No.
like I'll
You've
talk
heard
out to
before
all of the
people doing it with
spirits. They wanna talk, they
celebrities.
will. And that's why
Terrible.
you'll never hear me call a particular name unless I know them. You know what
Now,
I mean? I've got to
now,
know them.
Sherry, when I was at the Sensible Tunnel recently, before I had gone back, there was a guy that was killed right there in that area
Yeah,
right there, and
yeah.
he actually came through and said they found my body.
Yeah, but
So
that's
see,
fine, sis, because he
yeah,
spoke to you, didn't he? But you
yeah,
didn't go
that's what,
looking for him, did
yeah,
you? You didn't go looking for him. You knew
no,
No,
he'd been
exactly.
there,
Yeah.
but he
right,
wanted to communicate with you.
right.
That's different.
Yeah, no, and that's what
Yeah,
I was gonna say. So
yeah,
if they come through, then
yeah,
they're opening the door for you that they
yeah,
want to communicate with you and maybe tell you, you know, something. And you know, like she,
Yeah.
you know, he when he said they found my body, and then later he said something about she did it or she was involved. And I was
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it. And then it wasn't shortly after that on the news, it was a couple more guys and a girl that they had made a connection to that. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
yeah. And
wow.
that's what I
So,
did say
It's a
earlier. Like,
crazy place.
I
yeah,
did say that earlier. I
It's
said
just
if
one of
they
those
come to
places.
you,
yeah,
if they come to you and say I died or I got murdered and they're
yeah,
talking about it, then yeah, talk to them because they're obviously
yeah,
wanting to tell their story. But
Yeah.
don't just go
yeah,
looking for them, is what I'm saying.
right, yeah,
You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
oh, yeah,
almost like
yeah,
a headhunt or something. Like you're going
Yeah.
looking for this guy who passed away a certain way, and
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that
I
do it,
wanted to
and it's
hear
so
something from this
disrespectful. I
guy.
think it's so
mm-hmm,
disrespectful doing that. No, just leave
yeah,
them. If they're going to talk
It's
to you, they'll
no
come under
fair.
your box,
yeah.
or they'll
That's what
show
I'm
to you.
saying. Yeah,
Like me and
if,
Sister
Yeah.
Mystical see them 9 times out of 10, so they'll come in front of us and go, "Hello, like I want to talk.
yeah,
Can I talk to you?" Then that's different. But if that, because we see them, but for you guys where you don't see them, it would be coming over your spirit box, or you'll feel something, or they'll say something to you. You know what I mean? Like,
See,
Or you'll
because
walk.
spirits know when me and Sherry see them because they'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
looking at us, and if we look their way and might make eye contact, then they're like, "She saw me. She saw me. Let's see what else I can do." Yeah. As soon as you
It's
make eye
on.
contact,
It's on,
it's
baby.
on. Yeah. They just wait.
I've
They
had
just
some
wait for that
random.
moment, for that eye contact, and you're like, "Yeah, I see you.
One of
I
my,
see you."
I think one of my favourite spirits was the one in the
Bad
cemetery.
eye, I know.
Didn't even realise that I could see him, and I remember just standing there and I looked at him and I was like, because I could see him coming past, and he's walking gradually, and he turns and he realises I can see him, and he's like, "Oh my God, you can see me!" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can see you." Like getting well excited.
Yeah.
Or they just
especially
chase
if,
you.
especially if we're doing an investigation and Leah's close by. I try not to say there's anybody there because he'll be like,
No.
"I'll be in the van."
Leah be running.
Yeah.
Leah's gone.
There's
Now
somebody
that's a
standing
connection.
beside
You know what I
you.
mean? That's connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that.
Cool.
Do not
They do
turn
that.
around.
Excuse me.
Even when I've been walking past graveyards and stuff, and I've been with my friends, and like mystical, sometimes you just can't acknowledge these spirits with you. And I'll have them jumping across the road. Oi, oi, why are you ignoring me? Just, oh my God, please don't. And just go in the fucking graveyard. I'll come back later.
Yeah. Lee said something the other day, and I said, "They're around." Lee said something the other day, and I said, "They're around everywhere." And he goes, "Where?" I said, "No, honey, I'm not talking about here in the house. I'm talking about outside the house." He was like, "Oh, okay."
Leah be standing there going, "Don't come to me."
That's what you got. Yeah, that's just oh. That's a connection, though. That's
He
good.
is getting better. He is
Yes,
getting
he
better.
is.
He's
He is,
getting a
and
lot
that's why I
better.
don't want to spook him. He's doing
No.
so good that he's going out there
Yeah.
with us now. So I am so happy about that.
So don't
So
scare him
happy.
off.
No.
Don't scare him
Yeah,
off.
but
So-
yeah.
And sometimes they're like my team, they'll get close to me and they're like, "Can you see anything?" And they're like whispering it, and I'm like, yeah, we'll just
Don't
leave
want
it
to
at
freak him out.
that.
No, no.
You're awful, Mystical. Yeah. You're almost
There's
baiting
nobody
him in
around.
there.
See, that's why
Nope.
I'm hoping that I want to do it live, like Drew said, because then maybe they can see something, that everybody else is not
Yeah, be good.
Yeah.
seeing.
Yeah.
My team's not seeing it. Maybe they'll catch something because, like Dean, his first day was there. Well, he kept wanting to turn the camera off and then just like walk around and see what he was hearing. And I said, no, you have to keep the camera rolling all the time because even though you don't see something, just because you don't hear something, it doesn't mean the camera's not going to catch it. And sure enough, the camera is catching stuff when he has it, when he has it rolling, it's going, it's picking it up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you stop, put the camera down just for a
Camera's
minute to have a
very
cigarette
important.
or whatever. That's when things will happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it rolling.
I know, and I'm guilty of it all the time. I'll say, put it down, have a cigarette. Next thing I know, I see shadows moving around. I
Missed
hear
something. Yeah.
stuff crackling around, and I should have had the camera on, dummy.
Yeah, no,
Please
you
stop
should.
it.
Go live.
You should.
Yeah.
yeah, just keep it going because, and then when you get home, you have so much to edit, but yet
I know.
you don't know that you've caught anything until you start editing it. Because some of those voices, those disembodied voices, I could hear it with the headset on, editing it, but if I took the headset off, I couldn't hear it. But Phoenix,
Right.
with her sharp ears and everything, and her headset,
Oh,
and
she
stuff,
hears them.
she could also
Yeah,
hear it
she
too. And
hears
that's
them.
why I put question marks for anybody that can make out what they're saying.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of them was clear as day. Can you see
I
me?
know.
They're asking me, can you
I
see me?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's connections too. We're all like, say, all right, you're walking by somebody who's a Pisces, or you're walking by somebody who I had this happen to me in my childhood. Now I had some. It's weird how I'm going to change the subject like that, but I had some out of body experiences myself. With the car accident I had, and when I was younger, I was living in Barton, New York, and when I was walking down to the old gravel pit down there, I lost time. I was My grandmother used to take me to this gravel pit, a walk every time at lunchtime, And I remember, you know, going up there, and this time she took a walk up there, and I went back home. I said, "Grandma, I'm just gonna take a walk up down to the old gravel pit." So I took a walk down to the old gravel pit, and I would come back and have lunch. So I walked down in there,
Mhm.
and I got down in there, and there's this huge pile of gravel, which is, I looked up, it was probably about 30 feet high, 30, 40 feet, and I looked up, and a big glow of light come up over the mountain of gravel. Next thing I know, I blacked out, fell on the ground, and went back home. And my grandmother said, "Dolly, where were you? You've been gone 2 hours." I don't remember those 2 hours.
Don't
What it seemed
remember.
like is like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Another weird out of missing time thing was when I was in kindergarten. It's really weird. I had this ring my parents bought me, a little kindergarten ring when I was little, and I was playing on this merry-go thing where people push you and it goes round and around. It's not a merry-go-round, is it? I think it is. But anyway,
Roundabout. We call it a roundabout.
Little
yeah, they get
roundabout,
out
yeah.
and you push it around.
Roundabout.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they were pushing it around and around and around. Next thing I know, I was out like a light. My teacher said I fell. I was out. My ring was gone. She said, I don't know. It must have been 2 to 3 hours I was laying on the mat in school. But that's a couple times where I had missing time, which I could not explain it. Strange. I
You
couldn't
can have
explain
that
it.
in out of body experiences, but sometimes
Yeah.
when you're in direct communication with certain energies and stuff as well, they can make you lose time because of where they take you back to or what they're showing you. I'm sure Mystical's had it where we're communicating with spirit and you don't realise how long you've actually been stood there talking to them because it just feels like 5 minutes, but it's been a whole bloody 3 or 4 hours.
Or if
It
you,
ha-
yeah.
I've not only
Or if
been
you're in
missing
pain, they
time, but
take you
I
out your
was,
pain.
yeah, I've not only been missing time, I was like in another whole completely different,
yeah,
like,
that's what I
city.
mean. Like in a different
Yeah,
place, like you
in
weren't
a
in.
whole different,
Yeah,
yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how'd I get here and where am I? And it took me a while to figure out, how to get back, because it wasn't like 5 miles or 10 miles. It was a whole different area that I had to
Place,
figure
you
out
know.
how to get back.
That's strange.
it does happen,
I've
and
done it in my mind.
yeah,
I've done it in my mind where I've been in real pain and my brain's just totally shut down and I've went to like I don't even know where. Just I don't feel the pain. But it's not like a meditation kind. It's just a kind of. It's as if they shut the pain down in your your body.
yeah,
It's crazy.
and that can happen. It can happen, and it's like you could be just standing in a place doing an investigation, and that room turns into a completely different place, and you're seeing other things around you, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
you come out of it, and they're like, "My God, where was you? You've been gone for ages." I'm like, "No, I weren't. I was right here." They're like, "No, you weren't."
You weren't
I was like, "What?"
here.
It happens, you know what I mean? Because when you go
Yeah.
That's
into
like
these
Lady
visions,
Brave Dancer.
you're walking around following these spirits, and you're following where they're going. Even though
You're
you're
going.
in that house you went into, you're in somewhere completely different when they show you. So you start
Yeah.
following them. You end up somewhere
She
else.
was,
It's like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
she was
Yeah.
driving
Where the
when
heck?
she done it,
Where are they
wasn't
leading me
she?
to?
Yeah, she done it when
It,
she was driving. I think she stuck to going right. And if you they say that if you stick to going right, you go into an alternate universe. So she
Yeah.
did go into an alternate universe. I'd love to try it if I drove.
yeah,
Mystical
that
done
would
it.
be
Mystical was
cool.
driving down the
Yeah.
road and suddenly got took into a dimension where a dinosaur was running past that light. What am I
Yes.
here?
Dinosaurs?
Go right.
Yes.
Everything's saying you've
Yes.
got to go right. Do
Yeah.
not veer off the right, and you'll go into this universe.
Well,
Yeah.
What's happening?
you guys, that place where I had that missing time there, uh, across the road, there's the river right there. My father came back home uh, back in the 60s from the factory he worked at in Athens, Pennsylvania. He came back home towards midnight and he saw a UFO go down in that river. It's only about probably 300-400 feet from that
It can, yeah.
where he saw the
Yeah.
flying saucer go into the river. where I had that blackout. So I don't know if it's a connection there with the aliens or yeah, I have
Probably
no
will
idea.
be.
I've always seen things in the woods too, guys. I don't know if it's Bigfoot, skinwalker, I don't know, but I've always seen things like that in the woods I could never explain. So I don't know if it's a connection there or what that is, but
See,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think our woods are big enough in Britain, but whereas in America they're mass. I don't think Britain's got big enough woods to kind of see anything Sasquatchy.
Yeah,
Not around me anyway.
I would say the only place I would say that maybe possibly would be something like Sherwood Forest.
Yeah, somewhere like Sherwood, yeah.
You know what I mean? But even
Nothing
that would
really
be
big.
debatable because, compared to your
Yeah, it's
places
still
over
quite.
there, it's still pretty small.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
still
mean?
small
Yeah.
regardless. Yeah.
well,
I
you
rode on
guys,
a big mantra ray on an out of body. So strange. Forgot about that. Wow, iron.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of people that have had experiences in that, and that's why it's really good to have you guys come up on the panel because there's so much you guys have experienced and seen. A lot of people haven't heard from you guys in the chat, really.
Yeah.
So
I know, like Iron Fire's horse said, she rode on a big manta ray on an out of body, so it's strange.
Iron is amazing.
oh,
Yeah,
It's
it's
got so
awesome.
much to offer.
I've learned just in some of these readings here that I'm reading her chat here.
He's got a lot of
I
knowledge.
never
Iron
knew.
has.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To be honest,
So
so's Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Phoenix is very
Yeah,
clever as
so is
well.
Phoenix
Very,
and
very
Deborah.
open spirit form. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
just like
Kerry, we
being
will get to know
suspended.
you better as well. Yeah, Wales has got a lot of magical forests. You're right.
Well, yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah, I'd love to come
Wales.
to Wales. My friends in Wales, Kerry. I'd love that.
Me too.
yeah. No, Iron Fires is something being suspended in nothingness, emptiness. Now, when she mentioned that, I can go back when I went into a coma with the car accident. I was in the hospital room. They said I woke up when I was speaking tongues, and I took a deep breath and woke up. But like she said, emptiness suspended in the nothingness, emptiness. It was when I went uh, through the hospital window. I floated through the hospital window. I was over the Holy Land. That's I remember, and I remember someone holding my hand, and I said, "I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there." And a voice said, "You have to. I don't want you yet." And
Yeah.
so the
So
next
you was
that
having an out of body experience. You left your
Yeah.
body and you was floating about.
Left
You
too
know what I mean?
soon.
And it is true what she's saying about the no, the nothingness and emptiness. Sometimes when you're having certain things happen, there isn't really a lot around you. It could
Yeah,
be
Kerry.
a very dark space or a very light space, and you just see an energy around you or something.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to
Otherwise,
go back there. It was peaceful there, you guys. There was no
it
pain,
sounds
no
like you was
argument.
trying to float up to crossing over, but obviously the other side were telling you weren't ready, so that's why you came back
Yeah.
because you wasn't ready.
Not been your
You
time.
Yeah,
know.
they said I took a
Yeah.
deep breath, you guys. And before that, the Catholic priest was there and gave me my last rites. My heart stopped and I was gone. They said,
You weren't meant to go
Wow.
though. That's why they
Yeah.
done that. They pushed you back in. You weren't meant to go yet.
"Is
Mm-hmm.
that strange, you guys?"
Yeah.
That just
It's
made
not
me
strange.
think of
There's a
that.
lot of people that have gone through that.
You need to
Our
try
dear
and remember
Eli
what
went
you
through a
see.
similar thing. Had
Yeah,
weird experiences and
Eli
went through.
remembered a lot of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
You need
went
to try
through
and
a lot.
remember some of it.
it just made me remember that when Iron Fire Horse said that, about nothingness,
Did you have
emptiness.
anything particular that happened to you? Was there anything that pulled you back to hear? Do you remember hearing anybody that you know's voice, or did you remember seeing something?
No, the only thing I remember is floating over the Holy Land. Someone was holding my hand, and I holding my hand. I looked I could not see his face. I couldn't see a face, but he was holding my hand and almost like showing me the Holy Land. And they said I took a deep breath and I woke up, and that was it. But it came back. I don't know. It was something
Yeah,
I'll
they
never
sent you
forget.
back. Then it wasn't your time.
Yeah.
It was strange, very strange.
Maybe they didn't have a message for you that time.
No,
They don't
not all of
always
them
have a
do.
message.
Not all of them do.
Yeah.
But ever since then,
Eli's was eye opening. Right.
you guys,
Eli's nuts. It's
I've
crazy.
not been afraid of death since then. I
Yeah,
you know
but that don't fear death. Don't fear death. Death is part of
Have
everybody.
you had your abilities enhanced by that experience?
I mean,
You get
that's what we're all
more
looking
abilities
for.
after it.
That's what we're all. Excuse me.
Did you hear what Sister said? Did you hear what Sister said? She asked if you had, since your accident and that happening, did you notice that you had any abilities or anything enhanced?
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah,
guys,
Curtis.
I'm gonna have a coughing spell, I think. So I'm gonna have to. Can we
Okay.
get off here now?
Coffin spell.
End it. I'm about ready to have a coughing spell, you guys.
Yeah,
I
you better be
don't want
dry.
to do that.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
But
We're at the hour anyway, so we'll definitely come back, Curtis, if you send us a link and we will help you go live in the future.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, you guys. I'm
Thank
so
you,
glad
everybody.
you
Give us
guys
a little
made
bit
it.
more notice.
I couldn't
Thank
have
you,
did it
Angel,
without.
in chat.
I couldn't have did all this without you guys. So thank you.
That's okay. I'll go make
We love you,
cookies for my
chat.
son now.
I love you
Love you,
guys,
fam.
and
Hey,
thank you. I
guys.
couldn't have done it
Thank
without
you,
you
love you,
guys.
chat.
No problem.
Bye,
I love
everybody.
you.
No problem. No problem.
Love you,
Bye,
Iron, and
everybody.
everybody.
Thank you for coming in. Bye, guys. Poor Curtis. Bless
You
him.
got to end
Sorry.
the stream, Curtis.
All right, I'm
Bye,
ready, guys.
everybody.
I'm leaving. Love you.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Press
Bye,
the
now,
end.
ladies.
Oh my God,
Come
he's
on.
left us on. Curtis, you're meant to be turning it off. End stream.
He's not even ended the live
That's
stream.
what I'm saying. He's not turning it off. Curtis, you have to end
I'll
it, darling.
Send him a
Thank
message.
you.
Tell him we're just here waiting. Everybody, we're
Curtis,
waiting for
stop
Curtis to come
coughing.
back
He
to
done
Hi,
this
end it.
last
everybody.
time.
Curtis. We've got access to Curtis's
did.
channel. What will we do?
He
Oh
did
my
what
God,
I
what the
did,
hell?
Drew. I did the same thing.
He done that last time as well. He left it on and I had to message Curtis. Your stream's still live. Like,
Yeah.
turn it off.
live.
So get back on and end it.
We're still on the panel.
But I did the same thing when I was on with
Well,
Drew.
hello, everybody. Welcome
Drew
to the
was
Witchy
calling me.
101.
Yes.
She was calling me.
101
She
is
was
here.
messaging me. Just get back on and hit the end. Hit exit. End it. Hit end.
What do you want to know,
You need to
ladies
end
and
the stream.
gents? Okay.
So does anybody
on
want
live?
to
He's
say
away.
anything to Curtis, knowing that he has
Oh,
to
he
come
keeps
back
ringing.
and end it?
Curtis, when you go, there is a button at the top of your screen that says end stream. You need to press the end stream and then
Yes.
it cuts you completely off.
Yes. And look over at the side where it says live and your time is going and ticking. Make sure
Yes.
that is off, that it is stopped.
Red box is live, grey box is switched off.
He's not on.
You're
guys.
still on your bloody panel.
He must be having a cigarette. Look, he's not. He's
Oh,
not
Lord,
dropped yet.
send
Oh my
his
God.
daughter a message.
Oh, well,
Send his daughter a message and tell her to get a hold of him.
I don't believe it. We're still saying.
We all went.
So, guys, Witchy 101, what are we going to talk about tonight?
Let's do the shadow work tonight. A little bit of the shadow work on Mr. Curtis. Right, okay.
He has gone. Literally gone.
Iron says I'm thinking he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. He thought he ended
He
it,
dropped.
but yeah, he's gone. But he didn't end the live. He's got to
He,
come back
he
and
doesn't
end it.
hit the end live. He goes and hits the leave studio. That's what he does. He leaves the studio, not the end the live. I had to message him last time because I was worried if him and his family were talking about things that people might hear it or something. You know what I mean? I was like, Curtis, you need to turn the bloody thing off.
Could be bad. Melvin is no live
It
either.
reminds me of when my grandpa didn't hang up the phone and I had to run round and hang up. That's what I'm saying. And I don't want to come off the panel in case you get any idiots that come in the room and start in his room. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
hopefully he'll be back in a minute.